check something real quick here on my phone before I start. How you doing?
I'm great. You? How are you, Nick?
Good, good. Welcome everybody to another Collector's Corner chat with my man from the UK here. How's the weather over there?
Raining as usual this time of year.
Yeah, Mark. I'm telling you, it's, actually I had the light on. Usually, on Sunday chat, I can just open one window and this room would be all lit up. But today, it's closed because we had it was a hurricane, but it's downgraded to a tropical storm that's passing by Florida. And as shocking as it is, the hurricane name is ETA, Ada. I'm famous, Ada.
Yeah, hurricane blowing through here.
Yeah, it's not Hurricane Nick, but it's Hurricane Ada. It's luckily it's only a tropical storm, so we got a lot of cloud, a lot of rain, but at least no crazy wind, nothing bad. But yeah, so
we get drizzle, just that miserable drizzle and dark early evening. So,
are you bidding on anything in the next couple of auctions?
No, I'm on the lookout for a couple of things, but I've got some pickups. I've just won a few bids, so I wanted to talk through, show you those. They're not massive books, but I think they're interesting. I'm trying to. It's getting harder and harder to see the bargains, isn't it? The future heroes or future villains. Trying to spot,
the
bargains. So
price of books.
Yeah.
How
do you? Sorry, Nick.
I say prices of a lot of keys certainly have gone up a lot, and still going up. No matter what's going on with the economy, jobs, or whatever, it's insane. It's definitely a strange time. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it is what it is. I don't try to fight it. And the same thing with the stock market. The stock market is the all-time high. I'm not sure what's going on with the stock market in the UK. The FTSE, as they call it.
Yeah, FTSE. Yeah, the FTSE. We've got a few stocks. Nothing, not a big player or anything. But so it's up and down. It's just 1 minute it's high, next minute it's low. But it doesn't follow any particular sort of logical patterns. It seems very strange. I'll tell you something I've really noticed very strange. I follow my comic shop. A lot of the listings on my comic shop. I've noticed I've been watching a few big Spider-Man keys. Doc Ock 3, Sam. They've all gone. They've all just been, the decks have been cleared. So somebody is picking stuff up. A lot of people are picking these books up.
A lot of from what I heard and been told, some of the auction houses are actually buying like Heritage. I have one of the chat that I had on Wednesday night, a month ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever that was. Mike, one of the person in the chat room, he's a big time seller on eBay.
Yeah.
And he noticed that Heritage bought some of his books on eBay.
Really?
Yeah. So the auction house are running dry to a point where they actually went out there, up their inventory with buying things from eBay. Yeah.
Nick, I'm talking cleared inventory, cleared. Anything above a 1.5 gone in one go.
Somebody is hoarding.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's a combination of a few things. The inventories dried up. I talked about this in my market report a couple weeks ago because the comic link auction is shrinking. Right? We talked about exploding in the inventory. If you follow, and I have followed comic link auctions for over a decade, and for sure back in May and June and even July, that's like the height of the crazy. Sure, the quality of the books are not all that great, but when you see like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 plus slabs hitting an auction, that's insane. One of the viewer commented on my videos that, I don't like comic link auction because it go on for like 2 weeks or longer. Just like, how do you supposed to auction off 10,000 slabs?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you want 10,000 slabs to end in 1 week? Who
yeah,
who has the time? It will be like every half second something will be ending, So
yeah.
like
And I tell you, I bought a few. I've got some pickups now I can go through on those auctions that you just talked about. And
yeah,
tell you what, Comic Link were flawless in their delivery. Still, with all that volume, they're still delivered on time. Still, no
yeah,
problems with the shipping. So they're fair play. With that volume of stuff, they're still delivering, still doing the business. So
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
same thing with my
fair play.
comic shop. My comic shop. I bought a lot of stuff from my comic shop, and with a few exceptions where it took 3 weeks to get here. Only
Mm,
once did something went really slow. But the rest of the other stuff I bought, and I bought plenty, tend to get here in a regular time, 2 or
yeah,
3 days. Nothing shocking. Like, oh my God, it took a month to get here. Only once did it took 3 weeks, and I thought that was way bizarre.
yeah,
So yeah, if you want to go ahead and want to show
yeah.
the
No, no. I
winning,
was going to say, did you enjoy the comic? Did you the 2000 AD? Sent you.
yes,
I
I
saw
did.
the I saw the video. The
Yes,
artwork looked really good. What you showed, really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually went on to eBay last week just to look, and I saw a couple of listings for Judge Dredd first appearances,
Yeah, yeah,
and they were asking for £500.
yeah,
And it was missing the toy.
yeah,
There's,
yeah. And
yeah,
what's the
it was
condition? The
not.
condition. Yeah, the
It,
condition's
it,
really,
it, the
really
condition
poor.
was not as nice as yours. Okay, I
Oh,
didn't. I definitely didn't want to buy it, but I just looked at it. I saw a couple popped up on my search. I'm just like, wow, there he goes. And then like, okay, it's missing a toy, and it's like £500,
they're
and it's
beat copies.
also,
Most of them are really beat now.
yeah,
So
it's probably, I would say, like mid grade.
yeah,
It's not high grade. So yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't buy it, but I'm just like, wow, that's
I
it was
think the
tempting.
big thing are the census. I'd love to see the census data on it. No, it's just nobody knows. How rare the really top. I suspect the mid. We call them mid to high grade for slabs. That's a high grade for comics. Those comics. It'd be
Yeah,
great to have that data and push
yeah.
the value.
So in the chat room, we have two people. We have TH Comics and Elvis Presley.
Oh, really?
But well, this is 11 people watching, but two people popped in and said hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I have not bought anything. Well, I'm watching the Heritage auction closely because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Big
huge.
books. Really
Yeah.
huge books.
Uh,
Oh my god.
I,
It's,
I think
uh,
I think we'll go for big prices too. It's just, I don't know who's buying, but somebody's
somebody is.
buying.
Somebody
Somebody,
is. Yeah.
and
Yeah. So I'll go through a couple of pickups.
sure,
I'll go
sure,
through. I've been searching hard, and I this is as you know, I'm a big fan. I love Silver Age comics, and I love the art. And I've been scratching around, and I for maybe a big character that's well known for Silver Age, but will I think could well make an appearance. And I was thinking around She-Hulk, this big She-Hulk Marvel
mhm.
series that's coming out, and I think. And I picked this up, and I love the art. And it's a lovely book. I've got this which
Ah,
is first cameo of the leader. Now, I
yeah,
think I've got a sneaking feeling. I could be wrong. And again, I put my money. I'm not recommending people buy a book. These are what I've bought, so this is my logic in buying these. And it's I don't know if you can see it. It's a lovely, really nice.
I'm trying
There
to
aren't
figure
that
out
many
how
on
to draw a
the
figure.
census. Yeah, it's a cameo. It's a first appearance and cameo. So it's
Yeah,
yeah, Tales of Astonish 62, and I got the other copy because it's a double. It's sort of that's his cameo, and I also went and picked up. This is his first full
oh,
appearance.
yeah. I used to have that book. I used to sold it long time.
I love the art. I don't think it's
Yeah, I think I used to have a raw copy that is like a
yeah.
7.5.
Okay. This is
I think.
8.5 white pages because it's I
Yeah,
think that's the cream, lovely and cream. So I think that was a really nice.
yeah,
Yeah. See, my logic, and it may be flawed logic. My logic behind this is I think if She-Hulk wants an adversary, I think the leader could be. And I noticed these flying up the census as well in terms of go collecting these work. This book 3 months ago would be lucky in the top 300, and it went up, and the first cameo went up 300 places or 368 places or something. So I think
yeah,
maybe other people having the same and maybe getting the same logic that I think it makes sense, you know, having a sort of classic hero battle She-Hulk, and yeah, so that was my logic behind that, and they're lovely, and it's a win-win for me. They're not that expensive, so you're not talking silly money, but they're beautiful.
You don't have to tell me how much you pay for, but they tend to, that book in that grade probably go for under $200. Probably.
No, it's more than that. Yeah, it's a bit more than that.
Really?
$350. Wow. Yeah, but if you look, the GPA is about $350, $400.
Wow. No, that surprised me. I did not know. I did not know.
Yeah. I think you're right. But 12, 18 months ago, I think you're right. They're already creeping up. So if they make
I remember selling my raw mid-grade copy a few years back. I think I sold it for like $50.
Yeah. I tell you, it wouldn't surprise me. So this is one of those books that maybe fly under the radar, but it's actually, I've noticed suddenly appearing. So maybe it's one to keep an eye out for. Maybe you could pick some deals up before people catch on. And following the same theme, I thought of another adversary. Who else battles who's one of the biggest foes for the Hulk? And I thought, again, really cheap, really good high grade books, and one of my favorite covers actually is this.
Oh yeah, I sold that one raw too. I had a raw copy of that. It was like a 4.0. I think I sold it for like $15 or something.
Yeah. Now this, I don't know if you can see that this is off the rack. It's beautiful, bright. I mean, I've never seen it.
You don't see that book in high grade often. Like I used to have a pretty good run of Hero Tales to Astonish, but they're all like low to mid grade, and all like really tan and brown.
Yeah. Well, that's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I don't know if it doesn't do it justice. You can't obviously over. That's a bit of a wrap issue. I know it's a lot of these copies have. They're under over.
It's very common. The miswrap.
But this issue in particular,
Yeah, the miswrap to the back is very common. It's kind of weird, because during the Silver Age, you see a lot of miswrap from front to back, and then during the Bronze and Copper Age, you see miswrap back to front, where you see the white spine showing. It's the opposite. I mean, it's more common to see miswrap front to back with Silver Age, where you see the % become 2 cents.
Yeah. That's a bad. That's definitely. And I've got the other. Again, this was not an early pickup. That's a pickup I bought in the recent purchase. This is one I've had for a long time actually, and this is the Abomination's first appearance. It's the old label. So again, worth a crack. I don't know. It's a beautiful book. I mean, I can't see a fault with it. Again, they're lovely bright colours.
Yeah,
these are sort of comics I look out for, Nick. They're not too expensive. You get really high grade, and they're absolutely brilliant examples of Silver Age art. Got Kirby.
Yeah, I had a slab copy of that book in 8.5 that I think I sold on YouTube a few years ago for like $60.
Again. Yeah, exactly. So this is a 9.4. It's off white, 2 white. It's a really nice, beautiful spine. The spine is.
I love that. That's the better cover for Submariner for sure. Yeah,
and I can't pronounce his name. There's Byra. First Silver Age appearance of Byra. Yeah. Apparently he was a arch enemy of Submariner. Yeah, again, Submariner is another one. Anything Submariner, I think could go. I think Namor is one of those. It's got to make an appearance.
Yeah, he's going to. It's just how much I don't know. Like I said, Marvel have such a huge inventory of superheroes, right? That they can use.
Yeah,
and it's hard to even predict which one will become like the mainstay. Because they have so many. I mean, for a long time it was Iron Man, right? Iron Man was the king of the MCU for so long. But now that he's gone, I'm not sure who can take the mantle. I mean, if sadly Black Panther, the actor died, so he could have had a big. Sure, can you be Thor? I think Thor could be, or Captain America. Because to me, as far as Marvel MCU, it's a combination of the character / the actor, right? What made Iron Man great was because of Robert Downey Jr. and the way he make the character.
You can't imagine anybody else playing him, can you?
So, but now that he's gone, can I see Captain America become the mainstay? Maybe Thor, maybe. I mean, for sure Black Panther could have, but yeah. Other than that, I don't see
Do you know what?
another.
I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling, and you may disagree with me. A hero, I think, a character who could make, and it's all to do this multiverse, Spider-Verse. I think. I think Doctor Strange, and you've got an actor who's still young, relatively new to the role and fresh. I think Doctor Strange, because don't forget he's a big companion of Spider-Man in the comics as well. The multiverse. I've got,
it could be. It could be.
Mm.
For sure, he will play a bigger role. If I don't know how they're gonna play the whole multiverse thing, right? He could be certainly. I think if the Doctor Strange movie was more popular, it's probably one of the lower movie, just because Ant-Man and Doctor Strange just doesn't get the same cachet, right? As the bigger name. It just we'll see. Like I said, now that
could he be a mentor of Spider-Man? Because in the Marvel Silver Age, he's a bit of a mentor. So yeah, I don't think he's big enough to carry, but he could come in the whole Spider-Verse thing and the whole. So I've just that's probably what comic I'm on the lookout is Strange Tales 110. So I think that's undervalued. I know it's never going to be another Iron Man, but I think that's an undervalued book. If you can get a good copy,
book has come back a little bit. That book crashed pretty hard. That's one of the books that I think a lot of people didn't talk about, but prior to the Doctor Strange movie, it had a little run, and then after the Doctor Strange movie, it went into like a dead zone for a long time. Even with the Avengers movie, if you look at GPA, you see how Strange Tale 110 in 2018 was pretty ugly. The number for 2018 was pretty ugly. Even 2019 was pretty ugly too. But over the last 4 months, I think finally it's showing some life. It's turning green across a lot of the grades, so I'm not complaining.
No, and I think if you look at the census data, it's a rarer book than some of the other. I think it's a lot rarer than Daredevil one. Again, it's never going to compare, but
it's very hard to find.
Yeah, it's quite hard to find. So if you take rarity, and even if it doesn't pick up the same way, I think I'm on the lookout for one. So I don't know all just disappear now. Yeah. But I know a lot of people watch.
Well, one of these days I will show. If I believe or not, I cannot go to my vote because my bank where the vote is still closed since COVID.
Right. Okay.
My bank, the bank that I use have half a dozen locations within 5 mile radius from me. Okay, and unfortunately, the one that they decide to not open is yours. So I cannot even go to the vote. But if I can, one of these days I will bring back my Strange Tales 110. I have a 7.0 there.
Nice. That's a really good grade.
And a white page. It's the back cover of that book is like beautiful. I mean, I bought it because of the whiteness of it. I'm just like, but yeah, and I have a raw copy to enjoy as well. But yeah, I mean, for sure, if that book keep going up, I might have to put it up for auction one of these days just to get rid of it.
I'll keep an eye on it. I'm definitely on the lookout. But whether I go to 7, maybe a 6.5 is probably where I'm. But I think it could be undervalued. It could be one of those picks that.
Yeah, iconic.
Again, I can't promise. There's no guarantees. But
yeah, iconic point in the chat room say, could Richard be the new leader for the Marvel Universe? It could, because it's right now it's up for grab. Okay, because everything is delayed for 6 months, right? Along with all the movie productions, we don't know how the Eternals movie is gonna be. We don't know how so many things. So the way I see it is until we see the Fantastic Four hit the Marvel Universe, everything is up for grab. Okay, if Boseman did not pass away, I could have seen Marvel push Boseman hard to be the leader of the Avengers. I don't know what they're gonna do with Black Panther. There's all kind of debate and discussion on how they may bring back Killmonger to become the new, because Killmonger, he was shoved off the cliff, but he didn't. Well, he jumped off the cliff or whatever you want to call it. But maybe they can rewrite that he didn't die. Maybe he didn't die, and then he have a change of heart, and he take over the role as Black Panther. There's some people that talk about Shuri, right? As
Sure.
new,
Yeah, I think that's a good bet. I do. I think that's
a good bet, but I think I lean more toward like, you know, I, I don't really care. The bottom line is I don't really care who's gonna be the next who's gonna be the next Black Panther. Okay, so but I think um, Disney will go with Michael B. Jordan or somebody to be a male lead for the Black Panther. And that might not be the PC answer, but we'll see how woke Disney is. Okay.
I think a big factor though, Nick, are these Disney shows. I think they're going to. I remember the Netflix shows, and absolutely right. Those books came and went, and there was no real long-term boost on the. But Marvel will do things differently in the MCU. And who knows? Maybe with people not going to the cinema, they'll push and they'll really. These new series will be more interwoven with the cinema and the MCU. So
I hope so.
I think that could be a game changer. How these characters are interwoven between the big screen and small screen.
Yeah, I hope. I hope that we get a connected universe with the TV stuff compared to what they. I never understood why. I understand, but then I don't understand. I think in many ways, I think Marvel was smart to let Netflix fire them.
Right, it's zero.
It makes no sense, because I think, sure, when the deal was struck to do all those TV shows, this is before Disney and Marvel go into streaming, right? They didn't know yet, and once the writing's on the wall that they have to go into streaming to compete, they had no choice but let Netflix fire them, right? It's just one of those things where I get it, but well, we are literally 6 months away from getting all those rights back anyway, because the whole deal was 2 years from the end. People forgot that within 6 months, all those characters are back at Marvel. Because in 2 years, in 6 months, everything.
And didn't that actor John Brethnall kill the Punisher? And I thought he was. I really enjoyed it.
I really look forward to see if they can bring back the Punisher for Hulu, the other channel, right? Because how they had that ghost, that Hailstorm. Have you seen that Hailstorm thing?
No, I haven't. No, we didn't. No, I haven't seen it.
I'm not a big fan of that show, but that show was done for Hulu before the showrunner for Marvel TV division got fired or replaced. So he's gone. Okay, so I don't think you're gonna see a Hailstorm 2, season 2. I think that was a one and done. But there is a place for Disney to put all rated content, and I think the Punisher cannot be PG-13.
No. He wouldn't be the Punisher, would he? I don't think.
So I look forward to that. Yeah. So yeah, if you have more books to show,
I have. Yeah, no, I've now, because we're on the theme of Tales of Astonish, I think this is my all-time favorite cover. I'm absolutely love. This is a Tales, and you're instantly know this one. This is.
Oh yeah.
Now this to me, if I had to pick one cover that sort of jumps out the page at you, and is this one.
You're not gonna find many Tale to Astonish fan that do not put that cover as probably the top of the list. Definitely one of the top 3 for sure. In my book, I prefer
it just jumps out the page. And if there's any doubt of the power of the Silver Surfer, those who didn't know, I mean, this is the comic that does it. And who knows? Maybe this is a scene. This scene is we'll see the scene one day. This will be replicated. And
someday. that's the color scheme for that cover is so unique. You don't see that color
Beautiful.
often. It's like a reddish brown, right? Is this
Yeah.
something? It's
Yeah.
it's like a color. The color combination is very unique, and it's one of
It's
a
a bit like
kind.
the Abomination, the reds, that Abomination first cover I showed.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
one of
its
my
colours are just
the I think the one of the weakness I think in Silver Age books is that a lot of them could have used a better color scheme. A lot of
mm,
them. I think back in those days they were in a hurry to push the books out.
mm. Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. And of course, this is a key. This is a minor key as well. It's this first. Say it's a first Silver Surfer appearance outside the Fantastic Four. So it's not a major key, but it's a minor. And I got this because of how bright the colours are on white pages, and I thought I've got to have. And again, it wasn't. I bought this a while back. This wasn't too expensive. It's creeping up now. I think this grade's about $950 or something. What I got this for a lot less, hell of a
Yeah.
less than that. So it's
I
creeping
I
up.
I am in the camp that hope that Disney and Marvel will do a standalone Silver Surfer movie. I don't want the
Yes,
Silver Surfer to be a cameo appearances in the Fantastic Four movie. The Silver
yeah.
Surfer origin itself is such a great story. To
That's a
do
big book as well. I mean, that's got
yeah, do
crazy money.
a
Yeah,
standalone movie. To me, that's what I want to see. I mean, would I like to see a Fantastic Four movie first with a hint of Galactus? Yes, but then the full Galactus should be in a standalone Silver Surfer movie.
yeah,
And
definitely.
then,
I mean, the previous pattern is they may induce as a cameo and then go back with an origin story later on, or it could be
yeah,
the other way around. They could do a
for sure. Uh, I don't mind if they show a cameo of Silver Surfer in a Fantastic Four movie, but
yeah.
I do want to see a standalone Silver Surfer movie because that story origin itself,
It's a great
yeah,
story, isn't it?
it's
This
a great
backdrop.
story, great sacrifice, all that stuff,
Yeah, sad,
all
tragic
kind of
story.
heroic stuff that I think would be good enough for a movie by itself. No need to, you don't need him to tell the story in a halfway short story in a big other movie. That his origin should be a movie by itself.
He's a strong enough character, Nick. I think he can stand on his own 2 feet, definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So
he's a great.
my guess is that you have bought more and probably have not sold anything, right? You don't consign anything to sell.
I don't. As I said, I fall into the investment camp. I
That's
don't.
okay.
I don't flip books. I try to look for. I don't very much want value for money. I mean, I don't throw money away. I mean, what I regard as an investment. But I've had numerous conversations with my wife saying, "You'll never sell this. You'll never sell them. Why are you spending money on these?" But only joking. Yeah, she's fully behind
She's
my
okay with
collecting
it.
hobby.
Well, my wife she doesn't care one way or the other. She is always surprised to see how much many of these things are. You know, I mean, because I sell a lot of stuff, so she's always amazed at how much I pay for something and how much I sold for later. She's just like,
Yeah,
really? It's insane. She's not a collector, so she couldn't understand why somebody would spend thousands or something on something. So for her, it's just like it's a foreign concept.
yeah.
But she doesn't mind the profit I make.
I could sell them. I could sell them for a profit. I mean, every book I bought is definitely got up. I've got books. I'm actually, as you know, I've been collecting a long time, and I've got a comic here. I'll show you this. I don't know if you've seen one of these labels. This is how long. This is a CGC red label. Have you seen these? This is
Yeah, I love those. I mean, I
yeah,
only own one of those, and I wish I kept it. I sold it,
yeah,
God, long ago. But long ago, I had a Bronze Age X-Men. I think it was issue 112.
yeah,
But yeah, it was a 9/6 old label, a red label.
yeah.
Yeah,
So this is, so those who don't know, this is a modern. It's called a modern. Although now it's a Copper Age book, but it's a modern. This used to be a modern book all those years ago, Nick. Didn't it? We've been collecting.
it's back
So
for less than 1 year, right? I think they tried that out for whatever reason,
yeah,
and then they said, nah.
Nah, they're all the old labels went back to blue, didn't they? But as I said, those who say these, well, I know why people crack these books open, because I'm looking there. This is a 9.6 white, and it's absolutely flawless. I can't. It's just, and it's not been pressed. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, one of the
You know?
if you're not aware, one of the, I wouldn't call it a myth, but one of the common discussion for years is that the strictest graded books were those red label. Okay, for whatever
It's
reason.
absolutely beautiful. I mean, there's not a flaw. It's flawless. You know, it's
Yeah,
well
I mean,
worth
I
a crack.
don't know how true that is. All I know was my copy was a 9.6, and I remember it was really sharp. Could it be a 9.8? Maybe, but you know, so I don't really have it. Owning one copy is not enough for me to say it's true. You know, those were the strictest grade books at CGC, but there have been many discussion about that over the years that I read, that people said that the red label are the strictest graded slabs. Could be.
Yeah, well, the evidence is a second book. The evidence, that's 2 out of 2. That's absolutely. It's absolutely flawless. I cannot. I've looked at it under a magnifying glass. I cannot see a fault on it. Maybe an internal fault, of course. But, you know, there may be something.
Still pretty cheap compared to the 300. The 300 is absolutely bonkers in prices.
Yeah. I mean, I paid.
Yeah, I don't think it's $99
or something, $20 or something in postage for that book. I mean, it would have cost more to slab it. I think someone must have slabbed it and sold it off. Went for auction and just went for nothing. I mean,
was that one of the Sunday auction?
Oh, I can't remember. You know, it's a long time ago. I can't remember. That would have been in 2000 and. Trying to get my dates mixed up.
I bet you it was one of those Sunday auction, you know, because they would put those kind of books in their feature quarterly auction where it's like, you know, have crazy stuff in it. Like this next week, right? Next week the big auction is not next week, the week after.
Yeah.
Well, it's this week. Well, this week is gonna be the Friday is the 13th, so Thursday the 19th when the auction kick off. It's gonna be bananas. I will do a live video feed when that Tech 27 is up for auction. I cannot wait to see it. I have no idea what
that could break records, Nick. I think that could be.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, those big books. You know, it's rare air. It's rare air. It's not the kind of people like me or you, unless you are.
No, let me make everyone. I'm not bidding on that book.
I have no problem. I have no problem admitting that it's rare air for me. That I'm not in the realm of bidding. So I always tell people in this hobby that unless you're in the tier that buy those kind of books, it's hard to understand the rhyme or reason for those that can spend $500,000 on the comic books. You know, it's just I try not to even put some kind of thoughts in them, because I don't know. You know, I can't fathom spending 6 figures on a comic book. You know, let alone $500,000. You know, I don't care what it is. You know, it's not like, you know, it make no sense for me. But hey.
Yeah, I'll be watching that with you. I'll tune in, because I think I've got a feeling the way things are going at the moment, this could break records.
The stock market.
There are lots of other big books on there as well, not just Tech 27. There are others. There are some really nice action. Superman. Oh, there's some really good stuff. They always get them. Heritage always get those books, don't they? Those.
What's interesting is that auction has a lot of golden age, high grade golden age Batman, right? You know, there's like a bunch of 9+ golden age early Batman issues. And if you have a chance and go to Heritage website, to all the viewers out there, you should read about that collection. There's a interesting backstory to that golden age original collection, how it was stolen from Florida. Yeah, it was stolen from storage and retrieved. Or like I said, if you have time, I should have found a link to post it in here. But it's a very interesting backstory to those golden age, high grade single issue. Apparently, it's not just those. There's a couple hundred high-grade Batman in that collection. So yeah,
And they're
it's
gone.
not.
Did they ever retrieve them? They're gone. Are they gone? Or did they ever
No,
get them
they
back?
retrieve them. So the original owner retrieved them and submit them to CGC to put it up in auction. So
good.
yeah, it's gonna be
The tragedy. They're lost forever. They're gone. I mean, that'd be.
Yeah. So, but for me, speaking of Comic Link, I need to decide today and tomorrow what to submit to them because the way Comic Link work, for those in the chat room and don't know, the next auction kick off on the 17th. Okay.
Yep.
You have, if your books arrive the 16th or even the 17th, okay, they will include it in the auction if you want.
You see them suddenly appear at your watch, and then suddenly a comic
Well,
appears from nowhere.
I consign a lot with them, and it's always I've been told, because many times I wait until like the last second to decide, and if I ship something out tomorrow, it's no problem. It will get there before the 17th. But if I was to ship something out, say on the 14th, it'd be cutting close. But as long as it's in their office by lunchtime, because that's when the postman delivered the stuff at their offices on the 17th, right? They have time to scan the picture into the auction, and then they go live at 8 p.m. because the auction always go live at 8 p.m. on that day. And what Comic Link will do is, if you submit something and you tell them, okay, I got the X-Men 1 7.0 off-white page, CGC blue label, it's coming your way.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, please. And they will put that listing into the auction without pictures, because if you look at Comic Link auction, a lot of time you will see listings that have no pictures yet. That's the reason. Okay, if they know that this book is coming, they want to give the heads up to interest party, so it will get there. So as long as you get it there by lunchtime on the day the auction kick off, it will be included. But if you miss that, it's over. Okay, if you get there the next day, it doesn't matter. Even if you tell them a week ahead of schedule, say, oh, it's coming, so can you please put the listing. They want pictures go live with the auction. If no books in hand, no picture scan, no auction for that time.
I never understood. Perhaps you can explain to me why people put stuff on Comic Link for 3 months in advance. Sometimes you see that. That's the market can change so much. I don't understand why, as you say, you don't wait till relatively last minute because you know the market before you submit, especially big books. If it does a crash.
Let me tell you a scenario how that can happen. Okay. It has happened to me where I submit something and then I found out that the books won't be up for auction for 3 months later. Okay, I have had that happen. I have prevent that from happening now. What happened is Comic Link do their best to not let books compete with each other. Okay, let's say you have, let's use an example again, X-Men 1 7.0 blue off-white. If I submit a copy, right, and then by chance somebody else also submit a copy a week later, they are not going to put those two same books in the same auction. Okay, now by chance, if another person submit another book that is similar, they will push that third book into the 3 months later. Okay, now that does not mean that you don't see duplicates. There are times where you see, oh my God, this Spider-Man 300 white page 9.8. There's 3 copies.
Punisher, Spider-Man 129s, you see multiple copies.
Yeah.
1021. Yeah, you do see them, don't you?
My guess that potentially they can come from the same person. Okay, if I submit 3 copies of Spider-Man 300 9.8 and I say I don't care.
Of course, yeah.
I don't care if they compete. I want to get out now. Because I fear the end of the world is coming and I have no patience. Could there be another scenario where it's come from different consignee, possibly, but I just know that from my experience, regardless of the book, keys or non-keys, if they have a exact copies, they will tell me it's going to be bumped because the person that submitted before do not want competitive problem. Okay, so
can you pull your book if you've listed it for 3 months? Can you pull it? Can you say no?
Absolutely, you can pull.
Okay.
That's why I am rarely submitting my book unless it's like the week before the auction. I want to see what's going on with the market. I want to see what's going on with the stock market. I want to see what's going on with the world. If the world is burning, looting, rioting, stock market's crashing.
Nature's Way Sambucus is where nature meets nurture. Traditionally used for immune support, our elderberry.
Somebody started playing, I think.
Yeah, I was watching something like, somewhere advertisements start to play. I gotta shut up. But
you have to get with a big book like, say, X-Men 1. You have to get your decision right. Timing's everything. If there's a crash or you miss a movie announcement or a trailer drop, you could lose 10% of your book on a book like that. That's not.
Yeah, so for me, I always wait until like the last week before the auction start to make a decision because I want to watch. And even hypothetically speaking, okay, let's say I decided, okay, I'm gonna mail out a box of slab to Comic Link tomorrow, Monday. Hypothetically speaking, what happened if the stock market crashed 10% next week? Bet you I will be on the phone telling Comic Link, pull the books. I'm not selling them this week. Okay, that's and so that's how I treat books. Okay, that's how I treat my books. So other people can disagree. Other people can let the market dictate. I'm not gonna chance selling something when I feel that the market is gonna be weak. Okay, I waited until the election happened last week, and I feel that the market is not gonna, the stock market that is not going to have a negative reaction. On top of that, now that the election is over, at least in this country, we will have stimulus money, right? The government, and it's going to be pumping money into the economy. And so I think.
When do they run out of money, though, Nick? They just keep printing it forever, do you? I don't know.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. They print the money. Every country print, right? It's just so insane to the point where you can't even, there's a reason why Bitcoin went crazy, because there are people that flood to Bitcoin for safety. Okay, so
maybe comics, maybe people are moving into collectibles. Maybe that's why
collectible gold. Even though gold, surprisingly, gold is not doing as well as people would thought it should with all of the money printing and craziness that's going on in the world. Is it a good time to buy gold? Maybe. Okay, I am looking into buy gold because I think, with gold being as low as it is and with all the Feds around the world printing money next week, it could be a good thing. You never know. I always keep my eyes open for that. But yeah, so let's see the chat room here. We have Captain UK, another UK collector, Jean Valenzuela, Gen X Comics, Pure Gosu is here. That's it. We can keep going for another 15 minutes before we go.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I want to hear your thoughts on Newsstand versus Directors. I've got a couple of Newsstand comics now. I must admit, when I bought these are old. I didn't even appreciate the difference. So these are Newsstand copies. I've had in my collection well over 10 years. So
yeah, go ahead, show it. You have it.
Let me show you. They're really nice. This is another one of my favorite covers. So this one.
Oh yeah. So that would be
how rare a Newsstand
of
this would be.
Certainly, that's one of the flaws of CGC census, that it doesn't, because it's not the flaw of CGC census, it's the flaw of CGC themselves for not distinguish this on a label, right?
It's a lovely copy, beautiful.
It's yeah. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell how many copy in census is 9/8 newsstand or direct. Okay, it's too bad because CGC from the beginning should have come up with a way to distinguish them in their labeling and data record keeping. You know, because now there's no way to tell. There are thousands of.
I mean, what's the split? I mean, in terms of the print runs. I mean, I don't. I must admit, it's a topic I don't really follow. Other than you see, they go for a bit of a premium, some more, some less. But you know,
there's no way to tell the split either. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm sure somebody out there may have some records say, oh, you know, the print run was 500,000, maybe 30% is the newsprint, but newsstand. You know, but I don't know if you can come up with an exact number. There's no way to tell. You know, the problem with newsstand is that, you know, in the old days, you know, newsstand return and destroy, but that practice stopped in the 60s. You know, I mean, it's no longer destroy in the 60s. So, you know, how many copy of newsstand existed? They could be warehouse of a newsstand. You know.
I mean, as I said, when I bought these books, I mean, I didn't even know. Again, a long time ago, I never even really appreciated the difference. I just, I thought it would have a picture of Spider-Man normally. They got this barcode. What does that mean?
Yeah,
it shows you. When I bought them, I had no clue, other than it was a beautiful cover and it's a beautiful book, and I wanted it.
You know, in the early days of me returning to the hobby in 2008, 2009, there was actually people who preferred to buy the books with the Spider-Man because they hated the code. You know, it's funny how there was people that was actively seeking out newsstand, but there were a few people that actually preferred to buy the one with the Spider-Man because, you know, collectors are weird. Okay, they are strange because, you know, hey, you know, I don't want a barcode in my slab collection to taint it.
Yeah.
I want all the same.
When I saw it, Nick, I thought that. I didn't notice it. I thought, is this why it was cheap? I mean, if I told you I paid about $30, probably $35, that sort of mark. I mean, when I got it, I thought that maybe that's why it was cheap. I was a bit annoyed. I thought I was going to go out and buy another one, and then I moved on. And so exactly that back, and I probably bought it back about then, 2010 maybe, around about that 2009. So yeah, nobody cared.
I think the premium, there is a premium for sure. Okay, how much I don't know because I think it's very inconsistent when it comes down to, like, you know, how much a newsstand can go for. I don't think anyone can say, you know, oh, you know, a newsstand copy should go for 10% more than a direct copy. There's no way to. It's just like Penn's copy. You know, you can't really apply a formula. Say, oh, you know, a Penn's copy should sell for 30% less than the American copy. If you look at the history of Penn's copy on keys, it's all over the place. It can be anywhere,
and it's generally not good, Nick. It's generally not good.
Yeah,
it can be a lot of Penn's copies, and they can be half, less than half.
Yeah, it can be 20% less. It can be half. It's all over the place. You know, the one thing you can say
for one tiny.
Yeah,
it's printed on the same paper, on the same prints, and it's same age. It's even rarer. I mean, you could argue a Penn's copy is even. Yeah, they go for half of that. I mean, that's the collective.
Rarer. And it actually came, from what I heard, I could be completely wrong, it's rarer, and it actually came
much rarer
before the cents copy. So if you care about what came out first, because they had to print the Penn's copy first to put it on the ship, to load it, to ship it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there is discussion and debate about the issue of, like, what was printed
through first appearance.
Because a lot of foreign variant, like the Canadian variant, Australian variant, actually came out after the regular book. You know, if you look at, like, say, New Mutant 98, the Canadian, the Australian variant is like a month or two later. It's weird, okay? But from what I heard, the Penn's copies, at least the Silver Age, they were printed before the cents copy.
That's really interesting. I'm going to go and do my. You never know, future. Maybe there are people who are cotton on, and your pence copies will go through the roof because they're certainly rarer, much rarer.
But that's from my, memory of reading the debates and discussion. I could be completely wrong. The way the internet is, if I'm wrong, somebody will say you are completely wrong.
Maybe I will definitely read the comments after this, as someone can shed. Who knows? That may be an opportunity.
Somebody
I
in the
really didn't know.
just received Captain Britain 1 CGC 8.5 blue label from overseas this week. So yeah, that's another gripe I had with CGC. Why don't you put a little notes on the label say mass included or mass not included? It is so dumb. It is so dumb, people. Oh my God. It's just the little things like that. I'm just like, why don't you do that? Why don't you put it on a label? Because then the market can decide to pay premium or not on those books, right? I'm sure nobody would disagree with me that they would pay premium if they know a mask is inside compared to one that have no mask.
Don't they call them qualified if they're mask
missing? No, not for Captain Britain, because those are additional toys, just like the boomerang is. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. I've got the hobgoblin tattoos. I've got that issue.
CGC does not consider that part of the book, like the tattoos, because those are attached to the book. So
they are. Yeah.
So when if you submit a book with a mask and they slap it, they're not going to say anything on the label to distinguish from someone that is missing a mask. If you go buy a raw book on eBay, there's no way you're paying the same price for a book without a mask compared to one with a mask. So that's what to me is just like, why don't you do something with the label? My God, I'm so annoyed.
It's great. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just stupid.
I've got another newsstand, and I think this is really good book. Again, I bought this purely by fluke, Nick. This is another Copper A.
Oh yeah, that's a 9.8.
Yeah, 9.8 white. Yeah, this may be. You may get a premium because the census is not. These are almost silver A. I forget how many. There's about 3,000 on the census total on these. Of course, I know the debate on people, but I think these are rare enough for a high proportion to start getting, especially the high grade ones. So again, I bought this.
Yeah, that's
hard to find actually.
Yeah, Newsstand as well. Yeah, that should fetch a premium.
Yeah, and I still haven't got to the bottom to do it. What is the true black costume first appearance? What does it say? It says here. Ties with the Amazing Spider-Man 252 for first appearance of black costume. So
hi.
I talk about sitting on the fence. No, I really don't know. But that's the one. Again, I bought that over 10 years ago. That book, ridiculously cheap. When nobody was really going for the. But it's again a really nice.
It's funny because for a long time, Copper's books were so ignored. I remember when I first returned to the hobby in 2008, so much attention was given to gold, silver, and bronze. Okay. And when it comes down to copper, it's just like, oh, copper,
Barely worth slabbing. The value
90,
was so.
90 book, and then of course, literally 12 years later, now it's all the rage, all the coppers.
And it's great, isn't it? It's great. The new generation, it's a new generation of books coming in. They're valued and they're treasured and they're getting slabbed. And I think it's a great. And also, as they're not expensive, so new people can come into the hobby younger, and start investing in his books. So I think it's great. And the more the better. More because Silver Age is getting so out of people's reach, Nick, now, and some of the books.
And then. Well, it's out of reach for a lot of people, but hopefully those younger collectors, as they get older and already have all the coppers and modern in their collection, they would want to pay up to get the premium on the silver. Right?
Depends how many are left.
Anyhow, wow, it's already 10:57. As usual, a lot of fun. If you want to come
flown again, it's just gone. Well, that's been a pleasure, Nick, and
you're welcome to come back another time. Yeah, for me, I'm still debating what to send to Comic Link. I mean, no rush. You know, for me, there's no rush to sell anything. If I wait till next year, I wait till next year. But I think things that are consigned to Comic Link this month will do well. As of right now, okay, the market can change next week, and I can change. But I think for now,
I think there's a drought, Nick. I think there's a drought of books, and I think you'll get a premium. And that's my. I mean, there's no guarantee. As you know, there's no guarantees, but I think these auctions. And anyway, I'll be very interested to see your videos on the market when this next auction concludes, in the heritage auction in particular. So
yeah, I got a bunch of Golden Age book slabs that I probably will send to Comic Link, just because it's hard to price those things. They're not common. But yeah, there's one. There's a couple. Yeah, I have like 4 Golden Age slabs that really have no place in my collection. So I probably ship them to Comic Link and let them do whatever they wish. My guess is that Comic Link will tell me they're gonna go into January auction because those are garbage. They don't in the fancy focus auction with big books, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to lower the tone.
Yeah, but maybe I will grab them and show them real quick before I go. Let's see. Oh, one of them is a book. The other 2, not so. If I can find it, I know it's on the. If I can find it, I do such a crappy job. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There's one. Where's the other one? Well, I was able to locate 2 of them, but we'll see. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. Let me show you what I have.
Yeah, definitely. I love Golden Age. I think some beautiful, really rare stuff. You switch your camera. I can't see, Nick. Switch your camera.
I wanna blow up my camera so you can see.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. First is this is a 3rd print. You know, this book is
gone crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
I had this up for sale for 2 years. For 2 years, with asking price of $600. Nobody, not one offer. Everybody poo-poo on this, and I say F you. I took it off the market, and now I can sell it for 3 times more. Yeah, it was insane. I listed, and not one offer. Everybody would, and this is 2016, 2017. Okay, so I took it off the market the last 2 years. Here's the other Golden Age book.
Oh, beautiful.
This is Superman 12. Okay, I bought this raw off eBay, but you know, this is not going to be in my keeper's pile whatsoever. So I figure it's time to let this Golden Age go. So that's one. Now here's a big book. I've been waiting for a raw copy to took its place, but I don't collect slabs, so yeah. Now this one, if I ship it next week, I think Comic Link will put it in the auction because this is the big boy.
I think they'll take that one, Nick.
That's one they will take. It will go on November auction because this. So yeah, I bought this off the CGC forum back in 2008. Yeah,
wow.
Long time ago. Yeah,
I bet
so
you get a lot more than money back for money than
yeah,
you paid
so,
back then.
but that, yeah, so that I have another one. I have 2 more Golden Age books. One, another Superman and a Captain Marvel Jr. Don't ask me why I even stacked those books, but yeah. So there's a bunch, that's gonna go in a box and be shipped up probably
Brilliant.
Tuesday. I will email Comic Link tomorrow when their office is open, and then ship it out, and then be done.
Brilliant.
Be done with these.
Nick,
That's my bet. Comic Link for November.
It's been an absolute pleasure, as usual, to talk to you. It's flown by. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah,
maybe.
1 hour flew by so quickly.
Yeah, as usual.
On your day, for those that are watching this video, my sales video will be up and alive in about 57 minutes sharp. I will try to load it sharp at noon, and then enjoy my lunch/brunch. And then when I come back from lunch, I will check to see who claimed what. And hopefully some people that want something will get what they want. I already know there's a lot of interest in some, so some stuff will go by very fast. Anyhow, Mark,
Brilliant.
appreciate it.
Pleasure. Yeah, good to talk to you.
Email me whenever you want to come back. You know, I'm, you know me. I'm always around. So
Yeah.
be safe.
And you take care. Take care, everybody. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
All the best, Nick. All the best.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.